Welcome to our class discussion about graphing form. We've been able to look at a bunch of different things, and so today we can kind of summarize what we've learned a little bit, and we can look at this forever. So let's say we've got our normal parabola y equals x squared, right? Where's the vertex of that parabola go? Anybody? 0, 0, right? And then if you have 1 and you square it, 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, right? So our normal parabola is doing this, and it's symmetric, so it's doing the same thing over here. Something like that, right? Now, some things that we've explored, I'll do in red first. What happens if we subtract a number from inside that squaring? What does that do to the parabola? Charlie?
Shifts it to the right.
Shifts it to the right. So if it's negative, it actually moves it the other way. It moves it positive, right? It slides it 1 over. So it would be something like this. The same shape, supposed to be same shape, just sliding 1 over. So what if I had x minus 4? Anybody? What would that look like? 4 to the right. Still going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So if it's subtracting in here, it's sliding it to the right. What if I'm adding? What if I go x plus 2? It's going to go to the left. Okay? So what's happening in here is that it's the opposite sign. We talk about this as being like x minus, let's call it h as a variable. So it's opposite sign of whatever h is. And that's the x part that's just going to slide it back and forth. So if it's negative, it goes right. If it's positive, it goes left. Right? In blue, let's talk about what happens if I take this y equals x squared and I add 3 onto the end of it. What does that make it do? Just going to slide it up. So it's going the right, or the same way as this one is. This is positive, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have the graph slid up. What if I had x squared minus 5? It's going to slide down 5. So this number on the end, if it's positive, moves it up. If it's negative, moves it down. Kind of goes the same way. So if we had plus k, let's say, that means the graph is going to be slid up as much as positive k is, or down whatever the negative k is. So if we were to put this into something together and say y equals x minus h squared plus k, this is telling us how much we're going to slide it the opposite direction of whatever this number is, left and right. This number is telling us move it the same direction, up or down. Does that make sense so far? So what if I erase all of this? And what if I just put out here, all right, let's figure out x minus 3 squared plus 1. What's going to happen then? You want to share?
It's going to go up 1, and then it's going to go to the right 3.
Yeah. Shoop. Shoop. Now this is the vertex here, right? Instead of it being 0, 0, my vertex is now the point 3, 1. Notice it's the opposite sign of this, same sign as that. Because in this formula, this is opposite sign, but this is same sign. Does that make some sense now? How it's shifted? Now the other thing you guys figured out was, what if there's a front number that's changed, right? So if we have y equals x squared, remember that's going to be our normal, here's 1 and then 4 and then 9. 1 and then 4 and then 9. Whoopsies. That's supposed to go through 0, 0. Now what happens if I decide to make it 2 x squared? What is the 2 in the front? How is that going to affect your graph? This was on the back of the worksheet. What happened when you put a 2 in the front? Well, even here, let's think about it. If x is 1, we'd go 1 squared times 2. So we'd have 1, 2 up there. If x is 2, we'd have 2 squared is 4 times 2, which is 8. So instead of it being here, it's all the way to 8. The same thing on this side. So look what happens. Does the vertex change at all? Doesn't slide. What happens? Skinnier, right? The bigger the number here, the skinnier the graph gets. If I were to make this, 4x squared, that's going to go even skinnier right in here. What if I have a big number or a smaller number like 0.5? It's going to make it fat, right? So that's going to come out of here. It's going to make it fatter than the 1 would have been. So the front number is making it skinny and fat. The last thing is, what if I put a negative on there? That's going to flip it upside down. So now instead of it being fat going up, now it's fat going down. Okay? So again, let's go back to our form. We had y equals, before we had x minus h squared plus k. What if we throw an a in the front? Right? Now this number controls skinny and fat, or up and down. Right? This number slides it left and right the opposite way. This one slides it up and down the same way. This is what we call, for parabolic form, we call it graphing form, because it's really easy to graph if I were to give you something that was in that form. Have a great day.